Hi again, back for more. Okay, so let's talk about dreams. So, first of all, if we're going to talk about dreams, we have to talk about sleep. So, sleep is a third dimensional construct. Our bodies really don't need sleep, but it was built into the third dimensional paradigm for us to stay in that cycle of lack, playing out lack. Oh, I don't have enough sleep, which brings us into victimhood. Oh, I'm so exhausted, I don't have sleep, right? So that's a third dimensional paradigm. It is not true for our bodies. As a matter of fact, many of the belief systems that we have from our third dimensional state of being is what creates the aging process, believe it or not. So the more we play into those lack programs where I must get 8 hours of sleep in order to look my best and feel well rested, well, guess what? That is a belief that you are buying into, and that's what you're telling your body. On an energetic level, you're telling your body, we must get 8 hours of sleep in order to feel our best, look our best. And then when that doesn't happen, guess what happens? Your body responds in kind and says, we didn't get our sleep, therefore we can't look our best, we can't feel our best. And so it shows up for you, your body shows up for you in the way that your belief system has created, which is in a deficit, not feeling your best, not looking your best. And that starts the aging process, okay? So there's already many people out there that are called breatharians and that need very, very little food or no food at all because they're sustaining on breath. When I was doing mentoring in some higher level classes years ago, I met some of those people who were already sustaining themselves on just oxygen. I was breaking a lot of food programs, so I was not even open to thinking about just existing on oxygen and not anything else. But there are people out there that are doing that because our body doesn't really require the things that we think it does. It's a game we're playing. It's a programming matrix that we're set up in to keep us locked in a third dimension, okay? And we believe that we age because we've been told that that's what happens, that we believe that we age. But I will tell you, the more that you do your ascension work and the more you're in your ascension process, the more you reverse the aging process and begin to look younger than you actually do. Your skin starts to get healthy and you have a natural glow to you because you let go of the beliefs and the programs that we're running in order to be able to allow our body to do what it needs to do and supercharge itself with all of these light frequencies coming in, and we don't play into the distortion of the lack programming that takes place in our reality. Okay, so that's something that is very important for everyone to have an awareness of. Now, what's important here is I want to talk about sleep. And I know that in the prior video, I talked about gamma and how it comes in and electrifies the body and everything becomes intensified. And then it feels like electrical stim and we suddenly have insomnia. Now, I'm going to tell you that that does not last, right? The more you're willing to work through the insomnia, it doesn't last. And it requires that we create a process by which we can put ourselves in a relaxed state, even though the gamma is working through our body, reworking our cells and building our new immune system, our new neurological system, okay? So my process for bedtime is a very simple one, and I talk about this in all of my classes. So when we get into bed, first of all, the first thing I love to do is find appreciation being in bed, being appreciative of sleep time. I love to go to sleep because it is where I have like such a great time and so much fun because I'm allowing myself to connect with all things, being in flow with my universe. Now, that process looks like this. I lay down, I start to find appreciation for how comfortable my bed is, for how comfortable it is in warmth, or how cool it is if it's the summertime, how cool it is, or how warm it is now because the weather is changing, how my room makes me feel recharged and rejuvenated because it contains my energy. My bed is like my energy pod. And then I just find appreciation for so much, and just thinking about the day, reflecting on little things that took place. And so the next step for that is then I ask that the momentum of my thoughts slow so that I can enter a sleep state, so that my thoughts actually slow down, so that I can be more present for what I will be experiencing during sleep. So the next step after that would be that I ask to be on the highest timeline available to me. So I'm constantly bumping myself up just before I fall asleep, being on the highest timelines and the highest frequency and the highest state of being. And I could tell you within 10 minutes, even if I feel like I have the worst insomnia like last night, I'll be out 10 minutes, I'll be out. And then, of course, I'm doing deep breathing and just pulling the breath in through my body and releasing the breath. And it's just an experience of just resetting the physical and just letting yourself relax. The breath work is amazing. It really helps. I found you don't really have to like get crazy with breath or, you know, any kind of breath. Just doing some kind of breathing is going to help. And then we fall into sleep. Okay, so that's a really good practice, and I do that every single night, which really helps me get in the best sleep state I can be. Now, sleep or lack of is the insomnia piece of this, right? And that can create stress for us when we feel like we have insomnia. So use this method and this technique, and I guarantee you, I've had people tell me that it completely changed their lives, right? It's important because we're empowering ourselves. In you taking that on, you're empowering yourself to do that. Now, if you're someone sitting there saying to me, yeah, but that's not going to work for me, I've tried that. First of all, I'm going to say, just because you use the word but, you're in resistance. Right? So there's some mechanism, some program that you're running, some belief system that you're running that is in resistance to allowing yourself to fall into sleep state. That's number one. So you may think that you're in your consciousness when it's really the ego running the show, because the ego is showing up in resistance. Okay, so check that out and make sure that that's not happening for you. And if you find yourself using the word but a lot, then you'll want to monitor your thoughts, because your thoughts need to shift. Your thoughts, your words, and your actions create your reality. They do for all of us, okay? Mine included. I'm constantly checking myself all day long. Now, I know many of you are struggling with your dreams. Some of you are having fun dreams, like meeting your galactic counterparts, meeting your galactic self, meeting your future self, like all that kind of stuff. But some of you are experiencing nightmares and trauma in your dream state. And I will tell you that I never have nightmares, never. I can't remember the last time I had nightmares, but the last couple of nights, interwoven within my dreams, I have had nightmares, and I've had such severe nightmares that I actually wake myself up and say, come on, Maria, it's time to get up. This is just a timeline clearing or something like that. And I wake myself up out of it because I go into a lucid state all of a sudden, recognizing that it's just a timeline I'm clearing. Now, if you listen to the last video that I made, you heard me talk about timelines and how timelines integrate. Another way we integrate timelines is through dream state. Okay, so when we're having these nightmares, we're actually integrating timelines. If you go back to the slinky from the prior videos, that slinky with all of those rings, right, many, many rings, represents timelines. And when we are not doing, or we can't do certain clearing during the day in our waking process, we're going to do it at night in our sleep state process. And that's what's happening. So these nightmares that we're having are happening because we're working through intense trauma during our sleep state. And I can tell you that what I'm seeing is that the people that are showing up that in these dreams that I'm doing this intense trauma work with are people that I know now, probably haven't seen for years, but maybe didn't leave that timeline, and I'm still with them on that timeline in that reality, and I'm clearing it in dream state. Okay, so don't get hung up on the fact that you're having nightmares. You're clearing deep, deep, deep rooted trauma. Now, let's talk about dreams for a second, because you're not having one dream and then that dream stops and then another dream and then that dream stops and another dream. And so you wake up in the morning, you're like, wow, I had 5 dreams last night. And in this dream, I did this. And that's not how it works. Okay. How it works is that because we are multidimensionals, interdimensionals, intradimensionals, however you want to say it, whatever term you want to use, we are having all of those dreams simultaneously on all of those timelines simultaneously, which is why you're only remembering bits and pieces of your dreams and you're not remembering the whole dream, because it's little pieces of you being in that dream or in that timeline the whole duration that you're asleep. So if you slept for 6 hours, you're probably working through that timeline for 6 hours, but you remember a tiny little portion of it because that's all that you're capable of remembering waking up. Okay. So you have to remember here that in dream state, we're working through a lot of these timelines. We're integrating, we're alchemizing, right? I work for the collective of humanity. It's one of the jobs that I came in to do in being me, right? What that means is that each night I'm in the Akashic records of Gaia working the Akash. And I often wake up saying it was another heavy duty time in the living library. I hear myself saying that as I'm waking up, which lets me know if I don't remember being in the Akashic records, I will know that I was there because I say it when I'm waking up. It's part of my awareness or my knowing. We're all integrating all timelines. We're doing some heavy, heavy work. This ascension process is coming to its fullness. I don't want to say conclusion, but it kind of is in December. It is coming to its head. Okay. And for those that have not done any work, that have not understood that there was even an ascension process taking place for these last, I don't know how many years, 7, 8 years, you're only trying to catch up to this now. It's a lot to take in. I get it, but there's a lot of resources. If you go back and you read my Instagram page, my blog at my website, which has mostly key points on it, or you listen to prior videos, how I'm talking about how to handle and navigate. I offer a weekly class on Wednesday nights. And there's a replay that gets sent out to the group. So if you can't make it, you have that to listen back to. And I'm talking about this every week. How do we do it now? What do we need to know now? Where do we go now, right? So dreams are the hot topic now because a lot of trauma is being cleared through dream state. Trauma in this lifetime that you are actually experiencing and transacting, plus whatever trauma was on all of those timelines in that slinky representation, right? That you're not aware of, that you think are past lives, but are not really past lives because time is not linear. it was only linear in third dimension because of the belief system that we held and kind of the encapsulation of the earth and the enslavement program that was running. So I know a lot of you might have a lot of catching up to do, and that's okay. Just take in whatever is resonating right now, because remember, the ego is going to try and battle with you and go, don't listen to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about, right? That can't be true. That can't be the way it is. And if you find yourself going, yeah, but resistance showing up for you, right? We want to let go of resistance and better monitor our thoughts, words, and actions. So everything has a way to be resolved. Insomnia has a way to be resolved if you're willing to work through it, and if you're willing to not hand your power over to something else, a supplement, a tool, another's process. This is it. We take our power back. We put ourselves into that state of relaxation, complete relaxation, where we can now enter dream state, and boom, we're good to go. It works every single time. You just have to make it a practice, right? It's vesting interests within ourselves, vesting in our well-being. Okay, so I hope you found this helpful. If you need any more information on dreams, I have a dream workshop that I did with my good friend Bobby Allison. Love her. Love you, Bobby, if you're watching this. And that is in my store at my website, mariadc.com. I think it's like $33. It was over 2 hours, tons and tons of information on dreams. A lot of this information, what you need to know, what dreams represent, what they are, what they aren't, because you can't go to a dream dictionary anymore and just look up the meaning of a dream, because so much of it has changed. So that's it on dreams. And if you have any questions or comments, you could drop them down below and I will try and respond when I can. All right, sending you guys oodles of love. Stick with me. I think I have one more video. We'll see where this goes. Okay, thanks guys. See you.